Hey, how's it going? So, today I want to talk to you about the theory behind building your site. Later on, I'll have some videos on the actual practical stuff, but before you can do something practical, you need to know the theory behind it. So, what I'm going to talk to you today about are the following 4 points. I'll be teaching you how to build the actual structure for your site. I'll be talking about the meta optimization, the things that make a site great, and some basic plugins and themes you need to install before you can get started. But let me just say something first. I want you to not to rank the homepage, okay? Because internal pages are easier to rank. So don't try to rank your homepage of your site. And there's some reasons behind this. The first reason is that the homepage is meant to be a doorway to your business. It's meant to be clean and with an appealing look. So if you start adding a bunch of content to it, it will look weird and unprofessional. Another reason is that if you rank an inner page, you'll be able to change the permalink and include. So the permalink is the URL, what comes after your URL. You'll be able to include on the permalink your actual keyword. So you'll make that page even more relevant to the keyword you're trying to rank for. Sorry, to the keywords you're trying to rank for. So that's yet another reason not to rank the homepage. And you will see that even without wanting, the inner pages will rank more easy. Will rank easier than the homepage, since they have more content and they're more optimized. Now, that was the first thing I wanted to tell you. So do not rank the homepage. Rank the inner pages. Now, I want to talk to you about EMDs versus branded domains. So an EMD means an exact match domain. So it's, for example, 24-hour plumber New York City. So exact match domain because your keyword, your exact match keyword is inside the domain. And branded domain means it's a domain that has a brand name in the URL. Okay, so EMDs are easier to rank, just like we've seen before, just like the inner pages, where you have your keyword in the URL. An EMD is also easier to rank because your keyword is in fact in the URL. That's the first thing I wanted to tell you. So EMDs are easier to rank, so they have a higher ranking boost. That said, if you use an EMD the wrong way, you'll end up being penalized. But if you follow the steps on this course, that won't happen. It was just a quick something to tell you that EMDs have highly likelihoods, not highly likelihoods, but they're more probable of being penalized than branded domains. But if you follow every step on here, you don't need to worry about that. Now, another bad side or not so good side about EMDs is that they may not convey as much trust as a branded domain. And that's simply because brands pass on more trustworthiness to people. So if you were to click, for example, an EMD that said 24-hour plumbing nyc.com, it wouldn't convey as much trust as ABC Plumbing or any other brand name, because brands convey trust. So take that in mind when you choose either building an EMD or a branded domain. Take that into account, that branded domains actually have and convey more trust, so people might be inclined to click branded domains instead of EMDs. Now, another less good side is the fact that EMDs can restrict us a little. That is, so let's say your domain is, again, 24-hour plumber nyc.com, and that company offers other services like chimney sweeping. It may not make sense to have a page where we talk about other services not related to plumbing. So, as you can see, there are both good and bad sides to EMDs and branded domains. EMDs have a higher ranking boost, but on the other hand, they may not convey as much trust and may be a little bit less flexible. On the other hand, branded domains do carry more trust and are more flexible, but they can be a little bit harder to rank. That's not to say you cannot rank them. You can all the time, but yeah, that's just the overall picture. And here is a perfect example of that flexibility I was talking about. As you can see on the left, a branded domain, you can have different services. So in this case, you have plumbing services and drainage services. and you can have different locations as well. For example, on the right, let's say your domain exact match domain is Plumber New York. You're restricting yourself to only plumbing services and only in New York. Okay, so that's the basic idea behind these two ways of building a site. Again, exact domain, we are more restricted to a specific niche and location. In this course, we're going to focus more on the right side, on the exact match domain. That's just because the sites are less complex to build. As you can see, we're targeting one location and one service. But if you were to go with the brand name, we would be able to target different locations and different services. But don't worry about the idea here is that SEO will work for both these types of sites. It's just the way they're built. So choose either one of them. Either one of them works just fine. Now, how do links actually work? Links work like a liquid, so they flow. And let's say the red pages are the pages we are trying to rank. We'll be sending links directly to them, but it's also essential to send links to the home page and the other pages above, so that the power of the links flows from top to bottom. So don't just send links to the pages you're trying to rank, in this case the red pages. Also send links to all the other pages. This is because of two reasons. First of all, it would look a bit fishy in Google's eyes to see a site where they only have links to one specific page. That doesn't make much sense. So a normal site has links to all the pages. It has links to the home page, the contact page, the inner pages. So you want to make sure you send links to all the pages. And then, how do you make sure that a link sent to the home page actually provides value to an inner page? This is where interlinking comes in. Remember, the link power works just like a fluid, just like a liquid. So if you're linking to the home page, if you send a link to the home page, and that home page is linking to your inner page, that link juice, that link flow, will flow directly to the inner page. So make sure you interconnect your site, and we'll be talking about this later on. Make sure you interconnect your site and the pages in a way that makes sense. For example, you can connect the home page with the contacts page. Okay, you can connect the contacts page with the page you're trying to rank. Okay, so you have to do what it's called interlinking, so the link juice will flow equally throughout all your site. That said, I'll be covering interlinking later on. This is just a theoretical aspect of it. Now, regarding meta tags optimization, and you can see sometimes I write optimizations with Z's, sometimes with S's. So I know with Z it's the American way, with S it's the British way, so I'm sorry about that. But back to it. It's very important. This is something that's very important on the pages you're trying to rank. And just like I've written here, meta tags are small clues that describe the content of your site. For example, the titles of your articles, or even the site, the description, the articles themselves, the images, the permalinks, the URLs, etc. These are small clues that help Google find your site and know what it's all about. So they're extremely important. I have here an example. So let's say, basically, we want to tell Google the best way to treat our site. So we do the following. We have a main keyword, in this case, Plumber NYC. We find long tail versions of our main keyword, so best plumber in NYC, as well as some synonyms or other secondary keywords, okay, such as plumbing company NYC, 24-hour plumber NYC, certified plumber NYC, etc. And what we do is we include these words, these keywords, scattered throughout our website. So in the title of a page, in the URL, in the page descriptions, and other places that we'll see further ahead. But basically, we are giving these little signs, these little clues to Google, so that Google better understands what our site is about. But later on, we'll cover exactly how to optimize these tags. Now, what makes a site great? There are a couple of things, but these are the main ones. So you need long content. I know this is something that's not very interesting to talk about, but it's extremely important, because sometimes you can actually rank sites without any links. You can just rank them with quality content. In niches where there's not much competition or medium competition, you can do so. I have done it, so it's possible. But most sites, the truth is that local companies and businesses, be it plumbing, dentists, plastic surgeons, clinics, etc., have little to no content, which is not a point in their favor. So the more content, the better, of course, to some extent, and I'll show you why that is in a minute. Also, in that same content, you need to include some relevant images and videos. Of course, again, little clues you're giving your Google. You're giving Google that your site is relevant to a certain theme, and I'll talk about later on how to optimize those images and videos so that Google knows that they are about your niche. Okay. Then you need to have external links to sites like Wikipedia, newspaper sites, blogs, etc., that are authoritative in your industry, because Google values the sites we link to throughout our site. So it's good to link out to other high authority sources in our niche from the page we are trying to rank. And again, I'll talk later on about this. Then, of course, you need to sprinkle your keywords throughout your content, just like we talked about. And again, interlinking. So it's very important for the power of links to flow. We can go back to that diagram I showed you before. But because if the pages are not linked to each other, the power of links will not flow from one to another. So it's very important you do so in order to maximize the link juice you are pointing to your website. And something that's also important is that most of the links will be sent to the homepage, just like in a regular website. So we have to make sure that the homepage is linked to the page you're trying to rank in order so you can take advantage of that link juice as much as you can. But regarding the long and detailed content, here's two graphs from backlinko.com where they clearly show that covering several topics in your content is the best. Okay. So on the left graph, you can see that the number of words. So also you have to have the long and detailed content, and it has to cover several topics. But on the graph on the left, you can clearly see there's a correlation between the number of words on a page and its position. So position 1 and 2 in Google are sites that have content within about 2,000 words. Okay. And then the topic coverage. So how many topics do you talk about on your page, on your site? So position 1 and 2 is around 8 to 9 topics. I'm going to give you an example. So let's say you're working with a dentist and you want to rank a page or your site for that dentist. You need to not just, let's say you want to rank for best dentist in New York City or any other city, for example. Let's just say New York City. Don't just optimize your content for where to find the best dentist in New York City. What's the best dentist? Best. Don't just do that. Create a page and talk about how to clean dental braces at home, for example, where to find a dentist, what are dental implants. Talk about several topics. Don't just talk about one topic. And what this will do is make this page rank easily for other terms. So again, remember the keyword research we did. We came up with several keywords. So you don't want to optimize one page for one keyword. You want to optimize one page for multiple keywords. And that's why you have long content, and that's why also you cover several topics. Of course, you can pay someone to write the content for you. We'll be covering that later on, but this is what I wanted you to really focus on. You want to make sure that you create a page and don't just target one keyword, target several keywords. Make sure that content is long and detailed, have bullet points, have images, have everything. Again, on the practical lessons, I'll be showing you exactly how that's done. And make sure also you cover several topics. Now, videos and images, this is pretty straightforward. This is, again, a graph from backlinko.com showing you that the percentage of pages that contain at least one image in the search results are the ones that are ranking higher. So, again, you need to, of course, include images. This is just to prove that what I'm saying actually is proven and was tested. So I'm not just saying this with any proof to back it up. Now, basic plugins and themes. So regarding plugins, there's one that's called Yoast SEO, which is for internal optimization. Again, we'll be doing this. I'll be covering exactly the steps you need to take to how to actually use Yoast SEO. but this is just a basic plugin that allows you to edit the meta descriptions of your page with extremely ease. So that's the first one you need. Then a theme. Any theme is good. I mean, any theme except the ones that the base theme. Okay, so don't just choose a basic theme, and don't choose a theme that has a lot of links to the creators. Okay, so there's several themes that when you install on the footer have a link to the guys that created the theme. So make sure you don't use any of those themes. But basically any theme works. Okay, the main idea here is just get started. Okay, don't just wait around, don't look for things, just install any theme and install SEO. Yoast SEO. I'll show you some other plugins that need to be installed when we're doing actual on-site optimization, but as of now, just install Yoast SEO and install any theme that you feel like works best for the niche you're working with. So if you're working with a dental clinic, install a theme that is related to dentist. Okay. Now, the platform we'll be using is WordPress. I'm sure you've heard of it. It's one of the best and most intuitive platforms out there to build sites, and most sites on the internet are built using WordPress. So that's the platform we'll be using. And this covers it. I hope you got an idea of the theory behind this all. On the next videos, we're going to put this all in practice, so it will be easier for you to understand what we're actually doing. Okay? See you there.